children have been taken from me. Show them you can fight or die trying.
I will face him on the track, and I will defeat him.
Betting everything on one race is risky.
It's all or nothing.
What is your draw to these historically epic dramas, and particularly with this, getting to create or develop these characters who have, let's say, some morally gray areas?
Well, it's like kind of, I mean, I think when you deal with the Roman Empire, the Roman society, there was a lot of shady characters. That's the first thing what you learn. Secondly, even when it comes to emperors, there were not everyone was like a sweetheart, they were all like relatively tough, guys. So, and it has a lot to do with mafia in a weird way, because I think the mafia, it's for me no a surprise that it started in Italy. When you like kind of realize the character of Italian man. Honest to God. And it's like, and I think it comes from the Roman Empire that they're like still really kind of, they're like tough.
So for Antonia, I can say that she fits into the story by being a woman in a man's world. A woman who's, I think the word misogynism at that time didn't even exist because it was normal that women did not have the same rights. But she doesn't like that. She doesn't take that. So she's a woman who knows power behind the scenes, and she finds a way to operate in a very clever way in order to make things happen, not by being a front runner. She's like a force of nature.
Scorpus is one of the stars, and that gives him a certain amount of power, but it also means that the people above him, the patricians, recognize that Scorpus has an ability to sway the masses, He's a good distraction, and he's someone who perhaps, if he was to endorse a certain personality, there would be the way celebrities do today. And Scorpus is almost one of the first of that type of person where his fame and recognition gives him this ability to come and legitimize other elements of society. And what's great about the show is that it sort of plays with all of this stuff.
We've seen epics about ancient Rome before. What is it about this series that really stands out?
I think it's the underbelly, the dirty underbelly of Rome. We get to look under the hood, and it's dirty.
No, for sure. The underbelly is probably the major selling point. As much as it's dirty, it's also people in situation doing what they have to do to kind of survive in this world. And if it means that I am dirty for the sake of what I stand for, then let it be,
Their relationship is so fascinating. And I think, Tenax doesn't let people in. He has, he's got a very cold exterior. He'll be smiley if he needs to be to get someone to do something for him. He knows how to play every room. But there's something about Carla which disarms him and makes him vulnerable. And, he sees something in her that he really respects, and something that he's not seen before in Rome.
You both have incredibly strong personalities, your characters do. It made me think, if your characters were to battle it out gladiator style, like battle of the wits, who do you think would win?
They are both very strong, but in very different ways. And yeah, they're quite eagle, and actually that's why they bond through the story in that level of equity, because they're both very, very smart, and they seek for honesty, both of them, even if they are able of doing very bad things. But yeah, that's tough to decide.
When you read the script, was there anything in it, maybe about how your characters developed, that really surprised you?
Obviously the show comes through with Roland. Obviously his work kind of speaks for itself, but his ability to harness such grandeur and scale, but while also giving it a real heart, and then the period that we're looking at, there was so many components that made it a really attractive show, and I wanted to be part of that ride. But I found Titus a tricky nut to crack, in truth, and so it was less of the surprise; it was more of the challenge of that.
I think, like, I mean, I hope not to honk my own horn, but I wanted to make Domitian have serious moments of vulnerability and honesty, and I think, you know, behind a quite brittle, quite twisted, quite cruel exterior. And I'd hope that there are moments where that vulnerability shows a light on a slightly deeper side of Domitian, onto another layer down from his exterior side of him.
Enough is good. More is better. Too much is perfect.